Hello, this is Ashley Hochstein again, and I'm testing out some new video software, and I don't think it's going to work too well, but try it anyways. Things are still moving. Today rent is due, but I don't have rent. I have a friend that is lending me an amount that I was trying to borrow from a family member, in which that family member very, very rudely and cruelly replied with a very, very short message about to the negative effect that I was not going to be getting a loan. And this friend of mine was kind enough to match that, and I'm extremely, extremely appreciative, because otherwise I wouldn't have rent. But I'm waiting for that to catch up to my account and all of that. Tomorrow is the PPO, which stands for Personal Protection Order, hearing that I've filed against somebody that is now my neighbor, somebody that used to be a friend, and somebody that I had met at the psych ward, actually. And way back then, he was a good person. He was kind, he was energetic, and he was looking forward to moving into this city where he could get more help physically and mentally than he could where he had been living before. But over time, he stopped taking care of himself properly. He started to get emotionally and verbally abusive. There were a couple times where he was physically abusive. It's a long story. He sexually assaulted me once, and it took a very, very long time and a lot of fears to overcome to even start the process of a PPO. And the fears that I had were one, that I would have to deal with him again in court, since he's got the right to go and face his accuser, and to put down everything that I say and refute it. I was afraid that I couldn't handle being against him in that sort of arena. And another thing, I really did hope that with just a little bit more help, with a little bit more waiting, with a little bit more effort, then he would pick up the pace and start to get better and work on getting better and focus on that rather than not. But he ended up dumping his doctors and rearranging how he took his meds, if he took his meds, and he started having problems with our landlord. And the next thing that I was worried about was our landlord had threatened to move everybody out of this big house that we live in, to evict them all, and to sell the house. And the catalyst for that being this PPO and this current thing. And the landlord blamed me because I had originally recommended this person for an apartment in this building, and at the time he was good for it. And the landlord met him, shook his hand after a long conversation, said that this is going to work. So honestly, I guess I have to stop blaming myself for that. But I'm still now afraid that he's going to evict everybody, because there's been a lot of drama over the years, and the landlord had taken over for his father, who is old and sick, and is taking care of his father. He runs 2 other houses. This one wasn't supposed to be his, but he got stuck with it. He's working for full time. He's in his 70s. He's already gone through cancer, and there's drama, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And so that's his solution. So my big fear was, even if getting to the point where everything worked out with disability and all that, then I would lose my home. And I've been living here since February 2006. And we don't currently have leases. It's technically by the month. I started here with a lease, but I signed it with his father. And so that is my current really big fear with this. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because after that hearing tomorrow, when this guy doesn't show up, or if he does, that would be actually to my benefit. But when I had him served the papers for the hearing, he actually called the police on me and the person that I had served the papers to say that we were harassing him. And it's like that. It's ridiculous. And after all of this is said and done tomorrow, if it goes through, if he doesn't show up like he said that he won't, which he probably will show up, just because he was expecting me to expect him to not be there, because he's been pulling little mind games on me, leaving stuff that I would find that is obviously his in areas that he shouldn't really be in. And yeah, no wonder I've been having a really hard time lately with panic attacks and stuff. I've just this financial stuff on top of rearranging my life to kind of start out this DBT, switching up therapists and going into new buildings, meeting lots of new people, and seeing other doctors, and dealing with this one guy who lives in the back and who likes to cause problems, and having to wait for this hearing after so much, and having the police randomly come up to me and asking if I'm harassing my downstairs neighbor. I'm saying no, I served him with papers because he's been harassing me. And having to ask the police to please make note of that in the long line of things that police reports that had to be filed from all the different times they've had to come and deal with him. And I'm just really having a hard time. And it's not going easy. My doctor increased my medication today, thankfully. It took several months for him to finally get it through his head that I really did need an increase in my medication, because my anxiety and panic stuff is just going through the roof, and I can only do so much on my own. But I've been hanging in there, and I'm gonna keep hanging in there. I gotta keep working on saving up enough money again for this month now to pay the various different utilities, and it's not going to be as difficult with that loan, thanks to a friend of mine. And just hopefully once all this PPO stuff is done, And if I can find somebody to serve this guy, because he's going to be avoiding it like the plague, then once that's done, then I can tell the landlord that he's been served and if there's any special instructions. And I know that the landlord is going to use that as an excuse for him violating his agreement of leaving everybody else alone. And so he'll probably evict that person. Question is, will that person put up such a fuss that everybody else will get evicted too? And I hope not. I love this place. It's so easy to live here, and it's so cheap compared to other places of the same caliber. And I've got 5 cats. 5. And even though one is supposed to go somewhere else eventually, it's still taking a while. And even if I just had 4 cats, then it would still be really hard finding a place for them. But this is running long again, unfortunately. Sorry about that. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you everybody who's donated, as usual. And thank you for sharing, and thank you for your prayers, and for taking the time to talk to me, and for the well wishes, and for absolutely everything. If you could keep it up, I would absolutely love it. You keep sharing, keep donating. This is July. Hopefully I'll be lucky, and my disability will all go through at the end of the month as planned. There's a very good chance that it will. So, fingers crossed. Yeah, hopefully this video turned out okay. Alright. Thank you. Bye.